Hello and welcome to my meditation. My name is Debra Baker and I am so grateful that you have joined me for this little while. We are going to receive some very deep healing today, and I asked my guides and they suggested to me that if you happen to be tuning into this meditation at whatever time you are ready to experience some deep and profound healing of some wounds that you've probably been carrying for a good part of your life. And so I think we all are worthy of some deep and profound healing. So let's get started. As usual, let's begin with our 3 nice, really deep breaths. Breathing in. And now allow your breath to be a little deeper. Fill up more of your belly. Hold it for a second and release it. And now take the deepest breath you've taken all day. Feel it all the way down to your tailbone. Hold it for a second. And release it very, very slowly. So we like to do some body relaxation as we get started. So let's just imagine taking all of your muscles, all of your body toward the center. So pull your feet and ankles together, your knees together, your legs. Just tighten your legs up. Tighten all around your pelvis, around your midsection, your chest, and your back. Pull your arms to your sides, clench your fists, tuck your chin to your chest, of course as is comfortable. Bring your shoulders up to your ears, and just for the next few seconds, take a deep breath, tighten it all in, squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it, and then let it all go. And give yourself the gift of that deep body relaxation. Because you deserve it. So I was asking my guides because, I have my plans and they have their plans, and they're not always the same. A little lesson in humility. So I was asking them, what are we going to focus on this week? And they reminded me that this week in the United States was Mother's Day. And Mother's Day for me was very painful all the way up until Mother's Day 34 years ago. The day before Mother's Day, we buried my mother. And there were lots and lots of wounds created in that relationship. And if you don't have wounds created by your relationship with your mother, I suspect that you have other wounds. Sometimes our mothers are our safe place, and it's another family member or a teacher or even a neighbor. So I invite you, if you are tuning in, it's because there's a wound there. And you are ready to heal it. Last week I was pondering, why on earth would I have chosen that for myself? Yes, I can see the benefits of it, and I fully embrace that. But why, as an infinite soul, would I choose that? And the answer my guides came back with immediately, why would I choose my mother when she was so broken? And they said, because you love her. And I thought, oh, of course. And you think about an innocent child, all they want to do is love. They come in as these loving beings, and they just want to love us. And so I invite you to picture yourself as a child, wanting to love someone who was unlovable or very difficult to love. So let's just bring the memory to mind first. As adults, we may have, come up with a lot of reasons and excuses and explanations, and very likely have forgiven the people who hurt us. And that is not what this is about. This is about connecting to that sweet, innocent child and allowing the energy of unconditional love to fill that memory, so that instead of trying to change the memory, we can see that despite the hurt, we were surrounded by unconditional love that we couldn't see and probably couldn't feel. So I invite you to picture yourself at whatever age you were when you had that memory of a hurt, or maybe you didn't have a specific memory. Choose an age. Picture yourself, and maybe it's a childhood photo, because typically, we don't remember exactly what we look like. It's more what we felt like. So just choose a photo of yourself at any age, and then imagine that sweet little person has come to life next to you. Imagine what you'd say to that younger version of you, that much younger pre-memory version of you. Probably you would say, "You were so brave to choose this, and so precious that you wanted to love the people in your life who are unlovable or difficult to love." And of course, those are the people who need our love the most. And so how precious of you to want to love her or him. And I want you to imagine, or I invite you to imagine, yourself giving your younger self the biggest heartfelt hug. And experience the hug as the adult loving the child, and as the child receiving that unconditional love. And maybe you received shaming messages, or, just messages about how bad you were, how you didn't measure up. And I invite you to talk to your precious childhood self, and to remind that beautiful soul, that beautiful little person, that he or she is whole and perfect exactly as they are. That no matter what anybody on the outside said, it couldn't change the inner reality. That you are whole and perfect exactly as you are. Now I invite you to imagine that you are the child, and this is the message that you are hearing. There has never been anything wrong with you. You are a bright, bright soul, a precious, precious being. We are so glad you came to Earth to have this human experience. And all along, you have been carrying a secret that even you didn't know, or maybe you did at some level. And that is that you are an expression of the infinite, of the one presence and the one power. That is your truest essence. That is what makes your heart beat. It's what makes you breathe. It is the God inside of you that never changes. It is always has been, always will be whole and perfect. This wonderful expression of love and light, and that has always been part of you. So sit safely with me for a moment, and let's look at the people who couldn't see us, who couldn't see that light in us, who didn't know either. And probably they were doing their best because they didn't know the light was in you, and they didn't know the light was in themselves either. So we feel great love and compassion for them. And just hold them in our hearts and wish for them deep and profound healing. If they are still walking this earth, and if they have left this earth, we know that they are back in the oneness and they know the truth now. And you don't have to keep this secret. In fact, you couldn't keep it if you wanted to, because that infinite love has been expressing as you your whole life. You are precious, loving, kind, respectful. Imagine in your heart of hearts how much you honor that other people have a right to have their opinions and to live their lives as they want to. And it doesn't change your light or your presence at all. And now imagine your inner child talking to you and saying perhaps these words: I am so proud of the adult that we have become. I never imagined that you would be as wonderful, that we would be as wonderful as we are. Imagine the relief that that child would feel knowing that you grew up okay. Knowing that you are a whole being, that you are having a wonderful human experience. Imagine. So we invite the one presence and the one power into this experience. We remember who we are. We know that we are the infinite, the one presence and the one power expressing right here, right now as ourselves. And how cool is that? We remember who we are. And we remember underlying whatever, other intentions we had for this human experience. The foundation of it all is that we came here to love, to be a loving presence to those around us. Even when we did not have a loving example to follow. That's a miracle. I know some people, some clients, some, people in my personal life who have endured great hardship and have been deeply abused. And the fact that they still want to be loving and kind, to me, gives me great, great hope. And I invite you to find that bit of hero in yourself. To see your own courage. To be aware that regardless of how deep those wounds are and how much, we've tucked away, it didn't stop us. We kept going, and we keep going. And we show up on this earth as beings of love and light, expressing kindness and love and listening. One of the greatest gifts we give anyone is to listen to them. And we talked last week briefly about boundaries, setting our own, but also respecting other people's boundaries. I saw a meme or a video on social media this week that I think the phrase was "let them." When people show you who they are, let them. When the people say they don't want to be with you, let them. And so if someone doesn't respond to you in the way that you hoped, let them. And know that there is someone who will respond, and we can build healthy, happy, loving relationships and foster the ones we already have. I invite you to make the choice, especially for the next week, to allow the healing energy of the infinite to shine its light deep, deep into those wounds that you may not even remember that you have. But to just accept the healing without necessarily defining it or working on it, or, just accept that it is the one presence and the one power that heals. And our job is to get out of the way and accept the gift of healing and grace as it is given to us. I invite you to see the loving presence in yourself and to allow that loving presence to love you, to appreciate yourself, to look in the mirror and just thank your body for giving you this human experience, because if it weren't for your body, you wouldn't be having this experience. And to thank those around you who created the experiences you came here to have, or who helped to co-create the experiences you came here to have. And to know that it is all in divine order. The people moving into your life, the people moving out of your life. As we trust the infinite, we know that we are on the path we came here to walk, to ride, to soar. We are on our own path, and that's the only path we can be on. I invite you to embrace the past and to allow the infinite and the infinite grace and love to just work its way back into those memories and to heal them, heal anything that might be standing in your way of moving forward freely. Imagine it's like you were walking through some vines and they were impeding your progress, and grace just came and snipped them all or withered them away, and now you can walk freely down the path you have chosen. What a wonderful, wonderful gift that is, that you have worked for and you deserve, and I congratulate you for that. We are going to continue our deep healing path next week. So I invite you to just keep focusing your thoughts on accepting the healing that is already there for you, that is already inside of you, right now. I invite you to continue to trust this process as we move through our days, creating this deeply profound healing. And to know that the one presence and the one power, God, is right now expressing in, through, and as you. And that presence in me honors and recognizes that presence in you. Another nice deep breath. Namaste.